Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back into the video today, and today we're going to be talking about the Dallas Cowboys potentially trading for a one-time Pro Bowler and one-time All-Pro, who also is a Super Bowl MVP, Offensive Player of the Year, and is the most recent, or actually not the most recent until this season, Triple Crown winner. Jamar Chase won it this year, and before that, the last Triple Crown winner before Jamar Chase was Cooper Kupp. And so Cooper Kupp the last couple of years has had some injury problems, but even though he missed 5 games this year, still had great numbers. Like 710 receiving yards and 6 receiving touchdowns is amazing when you're only playing 12 games. Or like last season, had 740 receiving yards and 5 receiving touchdowns, missing 5 games. Or you can go to the 2022 season where he played only 9 games, missing 8, and still had 812 receiving yards and 6 receiving touchdowns, which means if he would have played the entire season, he would have had almost like he'd had 1,600 receiving yards and like 12 touchdowns that year. But 2021 was his really one of his only fully healthy seasons. He had one in 2019 with the Rams, but 2021 is his best season and his last fully healthy season. 17 games, 17 starts. He had 145 receptions, which was the leader in NFL, with 1,947 receiving yards, which was the leader in the NFL, and 16 receiving touchdowns, which was also the leader in the NFL. And then goes into the playoffs and was just as amazing. 2021, 500 receiving yards and 6 receiving touchdowns, and the Rams 4 playoff games. And so it's reported today that the Cowboys want to go and get a wide receiver 2, and Cooper Kupp is someone they're interested in. I think he'd be a great fit. I think he'd be a great fit to add in next to Dak and CD. And I think if you're Dallas, you want CeeDee Lamb to have less pressure on him next season. You don't want him to, CeeDee's a great wide receiver, obviously, but I think his workload was too much last year to the point where he has a higher risk of an injury with how much he's needed and how much you need him, how much you rely on him. And so if you bring in Cooper Kupp for Dak, you don't have to rely on CD as much. And CD's a great guy to rely on. I'm not saying he isn't. I just think his usage was way too high last year. And obviously it was because there's not as much talent around him. And he's amazing. But, if you bring in Cooper Kupp, another wide receiver who's not just as good as CD, but is amazing like CD is, that would, I think, take down CeeDee Lamb's usage, and there would be less of a chance of an injury for CeeDee Lamb, which is something you don't want to see if you're the Dallas Cowboys. So, and I think it makes Dak Prescott a more dangerous quarterback next season if he has Cooper Kupp and CeeDee Lamb. Does his team have a chance to win championship? Absolutely not, if you ask me. But I will say it makes Dak Prescott a better quarterback and probably CeeDee Lamb a better wide receiver. I mean, I think you saw some crazy double, triple teams against CeeDee Lamb this season. I think CeeDee Lamb would still see a lot of double teams this upcoming season if they add in Cooper Kupp. But even if he sees double teams, it's harder to double team or triple team him when you also have to deal with a guy like Cooper Kupp, and then you got also Jake Ferguson as well at the tight end position. So it's really hard to do that when you have to deal with Cooper Kupp and all the other guys on the offense. And so I think it'd be a solid addition for the Cowboys. We'll see if it happens. Where do you guys think Cooper Kupp ends up this offseason? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section.